In my last video, I talked about 5 things that might be causing Chris Chan's delusions about the dimensional merge. That video was discussing how Chris might actually come to believe in this insanity, but it did not cover the real-life history of the merge. I talked about how Chris's true sight, which is what he calls his ability to see and touch magi-chan, might be a tulpa, and how his superpowers and visions might be seizures or dreams, and how he might just be kidding himself for attention. And I still think that all of that is valid, but it's not the whole story. The story begins with the Teen Troon Squad saga. The details are vague, and there are many mysteries still surrounding the identities of some of the key actors in this saga, as there are times when people pretend to be other people or control multiple fake accounts, but the outline of the events can still be traced. So we have 2 young adults, pictured here, who were able to obtain $1,000 and commission Chris to draw pornographic images for them. Their screen names are Lucas and Devil. Chris delivered the drawings in person, and they hung out on at least one occasion. Lucas is the person who would eventually be doxxed by magi-chan. On top of the porn, Chris also made them their own canonical Sonichu OCs that exist in the other dimension. Chris liked and trusted these people, but they're not the full story. There is a third person whose identity is unknown, but who goes by the Captain. The Captain, Lucas, and Devil all pretend to see magi-chan and Chris's other spouses during their time together. Our only knowledge of the Captain's existence comes from Chris tweeting that he can't be insane for seeing magi-chan because the Captain sees him too. By going along with Chris's delusions, these 3 individuals are responsible for him being more and more convinced that they're real. The Captain is actually magi-chan, or at least he pretends to be magi-chan. The post in which magi-chan took over Chris's account and doxed Lucas is thought to have been written by the Captain. It is very likely that the Captain is, behind the scenes, contacting Chris and pretending to be magi-chan, once again reinforcing Chris's faith in the other dimension and his delusions. We have 2 examples of magi-chan writing on Chris's Twitter. The first is the dox, and the second is Chris's recent tweet telling people to stop bullying him, or else magi-chan will use his powers to wipe their memory. The dox is written nothing like Chris's usual style of writing, while the magi-chan thread is exactly like Chris's usual style of writing. We can conclude from this that someone, the Captain, has access to Chris's account and has tweeted as magi-chan before, but that Chris also pretends to be magi-chan sometimes in order to scare people or feel like he has authority. There were also some highly disturbing videos leaked of Chris having sex with magi-chan. I'm not going to go into any detail here, but basically he had sex with the air and a pillow while pretending it was magi-chan. The theory is that he sent these videos to who he thought was magi-chan, but was actually the Captain, and the Captain leaked them to the Kiwi Farms, which is a forum that follows absurd people like Chris. We don't know who the Captain is, whether Chris actually smoked pot with Lucas, or whether the Captain just made that up, although Chris didn't deny it, or if the Captain is even the only person acting as magi-chan. But this additional information can help inform why Chris believes wholeheartedly in the dimensional merge. It's possible that the idea of the merge was fed to him by this outside source, and Chris, in his poor mental state, just ran with it. The seed of the idea was planted in his head, and those around him are enforcing it. But I still believe there is something wrong with his mind that is the root of the problem, and I don't just mean his gullibility or his autism. I mean something more. I believe that he believes that this is all real, and I wish we had more answers from these people interacting with him. But for now, we'll just have to wait and see if the trolls reveal what's really going on behind the scenes, or if Chris ever snaps out of it.